Says we're going live. Says we're going live. All right, I think we're live. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roundtable with the Stream Team, where we talk to awesome content creators and their journeys and where they became today. What they've done, where they've been, where they're going, and stuff like that. So I'd like to welcome today to the Roundtable Xbox448. How you doing? Welcome.
What is up, brother? Yo,
What's going on? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It was a busy Monday. I just want to let you know I have a bag full of secrets for my wife. Oh snaps! I am spilling the beans tonight on all of her secret information. So it's gonna be a good show, man.
Fantastic. I'm always down for secrets and little tidbits of information that people wouldn't expect. So our other table members are some are not coming tonight. Some are unfortunately old school got nailed with an extra week of work, unfortunately, which makes it sad. So hopefully we can end up getting him in next week. And then we have MJ once again. College gets him last minute every time. So
That
he's got.
college life, man.
Oh man, I'm so happy I'm done with that right now. So happy. But yes, he unfortunately had to do one finalized report before we ended up being able to come back, and LBE should be coming. Hopefully we can see it. So we can
Boogie, where are you?
yes, come. We want you to come.
I think she's mad because I didn't answer her message about the
Oh,
strike,
oh,
about the nightfall, and she might be boycotting right now. I
oh,
don't know.
oh man, I'm gonna have to. I'll find her. I'm gonna nag her. I'm gonna text her every 5 minutes. Be like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Is El Boogie playing Destiny 2
Uh
right now? Oh snaps!
oh.
Oh man! Oh man! Oh, if she comes in, we're gonna have to give
I
her.
bet you
We're
Oh
gonna have to
Snaps
give
is
her.
playing that game right now. Yo, I gotta say before we get into anything, how proud I am of Oh Snaps because she was like, I told her she's got to try Destiny 2 when the new content comes out. When they have the all year one is free to play, and of course because we share games from both of our
Yeah,
Xboxes.
yeah.
She
Game
she
share.
has chat, yeah, she has Shadowkeep as well,
Yeah.
and she has come around, brother. I think she's a guardian at heart, man, and she is digging the game right now, yeah.
Oh well, see, I actually am going to reinstall Destiny because I ended up stop playing right after Osiris because I'm a huge Division 2 fan, so I have to re-download it. I'm gonna plan on playing more, and I told Kog, I was like, hey, if all you guys are gonna now be cross saving and coming over to PC. I'm like, I have no excuse now because I'm a PC gamer, so that's just how it is.
Oh yeah, I know that, brother. I've done a little research on this show, man. I've
Yeah.
watched a few episodes, and
As,
I hear you gushing over the PC. I
yes,
am a console guy, though.
yes, yeah. But you know what? I really love what they're doing now with the consoles and how they are, you know, making them almost as good or better than PCs. Like I know
Mhm.
one buddy who actually just told me he's like, I'm actually thinking about updating my computer because he has dual 780s in his machine. I'm like, if you don't want to do a whole PC upgrade, you can just buy an Xbox or PS5 when it comes out. And since they cross save
Mhm.
now, the cross play and everything works for most games,
You know,
so it's gonna be good.
when it comes to PC and console, and I know, yo, shout out to Brian Baker in the chat. He is definitely he goes back and forth between PC and console, and
Mm-hmm.
I know PC, you buy your graphics cards, your CPUs, how much money you put into it, that's the power you get and stuff like that. But I feel like moving forward with these consoles, with them being a closed platform and
Mm-hmm.
getting kind of like unique hardware. Of course, you have the Zen processor, you have the Navi GPU, but the R&D that goes in on a closed platform, like when it comes to Scarlet, they're talking
Yeah.
about hardware accelerated ray tracing. I think that's a unique thing that I know PC guys, you buy the power and stuff like that, but I love to see what like these developers do with the closed platform and the kind of that customized hardware. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That
I,
you can't buy over the shelf.
I know this is totally off topic, but have you ever thought that they could end up making consoles kind of modular? Kind of
Dude,
like just like literally pop out a graphics card and pop in a new one. Charge
Phil,
me $150 instead of having to for me to buy another like $400 console, because I will not buy that $400 console. But if you tell me, hey, you want to give me $150 and I'll give you this new GPU, you can just plop right into your Xbox and it'll work, I would do it.
dude, Phil Spencer, he teased me like 2 years ago
Yeah.
talking about possibly having a modular Xbox. So like when it came down to it was actually a little over 2 years ago because it was before the X was announced and everything like that.
Yeah.
And we were hearing rumors and stuff. And I know me and shout out to the Don as well. Another he's next podcast kind of like family member because that's what we are on that
Yeah.
show. We're just an extended family. But me and him, we're like, I was going out on a limb. I was like, yo, dude, I think they're gonna make it modular. You can just pull a piece out, upgraded, graphics, put it in and stuff like that. I wanted it to go that way, man.
Well, about what was it, about 5 years ago maybe? Razer started doing that with the laptops, having those enclosures with the GPUs in them, so that they can get better GPU usage out of it. I think that's why a lot of the modular stuff came into play.
Well, now Alienware has like a fully upgradable gaming laptop now, right?
That I have not heard that.
Dude, I saw it. It was there was a tech conference and they
Right.
showed it. It was weird because the back hinge part kind of reminded me of a Lamborghini with like hard angles and stuff like that. And they literally just picked up the keyboard and you can literally go in and upgrade the hardware on it, man.
Oh wow.
The only bad thing about it, in my personal opinion, it's Alienware. That's the only bad part.
But Alienware is super expensive. But the only thing that I kind of like about Alienwares now are that they're being backed by Dell. So at least you're going to have some good warranties with it. That's the only reason why I approve it. I'm good with it.
I'll give you the warranties, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, now back on track. So
I told you I'll just keep talking, brother.
Hey, two Italians getting together. We're gonna be talking about stuff like this.
Molto bene.
Yes. Molto bene. So, all right. So tell me how you decided why you started to becoming a content creator. Why you wanted to become a content creator? Was there a specific reason? Was there something you wanted to change? Is there something you wanted to get your voice out? Why did you want to become a content creator?
Well, first off, the reason why I wanted to do this, it started in 2013. I had my channel up like early 2014, and the thing was with the release of the new consoles. If you remember back in 2013, Xbox went through a bunch of garbage. Man, there was a bunch of stuff. They were stepping on their own feet. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know how to explain what they were doing with their system, and because of that, there a whole bunch of negativity just really started kind of like rolling downhill, right?
Right.
And I was working at GameStop at the time. I picked up an Xbox One. I was playing the games. I was having a lot of fun. I'm like, man, what is everybody's problem right now? Like, there's a lot, with the system to talk about. There's a lot of good stuff there, for gamers, everything like that. I'm like, why is everybody like hanging Xbox out to dry? Now, of course, I do know about the higher price point, having Kinect bundled into it. Now,
so stupid.
I like the Kinect though, man.
I do like the Kinect, but them bundling it they should have given an option to bundle it or not to bundle it, and they only had the bundles.
Well, see this is one of the reasons why I started my channel, because if people were listening to what Xbox was saying, the original Kinect on the 360 was really popular. One of the best-selling peripherals in video game industry history, right? But one of the things that developers were coming back and saying when Xbox was like, "Hey, why don't you put Kinect features in your game?" They're like, "Well, not everybody that owns a 360 has a Kinect."
Yeah.
So the way they thought about kind of like curbing that whole thing from the developers was, well, we're just going to put the Kinect in the box with all the new Xbox Ones.
Yeah.
So like I can see where they were coming from with that.
Right.
And I thought if I put that out there, maybe other people would be like, oh, all right, well, that makes more sense now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I really like having the Connect. You know, I really enjoy the fact of some type of different type of way to control what you're playing, what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was really, really cool. And one of the other things I thought was really interesting was finally when like Mass Effect 3 came out and they started having like the voice communication portion of it. So like if you told like Garrus go here, you know, what was it called? Oh my god, I'm blanking. Like Rex go here or whatever. So like you could tell them where to go and what to do, and then they would do it, which was awesome. Which I thought was really cool, but you could only do that if you had the Kinect
Dude,
installed.
you should have seen me and O Snap's kids playing like Zoo Tycoon and putting up kind of like there's like a mimic booth, and you put it up next to one of the animal cages or whatnot. I put it next to the chimpanzees, and the kids used to have fun. They used to make like these goofy faces, and the chimpanzees used to come up to the glass and mimic them.
Yeah.
Dude, it was absolutely amazing. And I'm like, why are people harping on this? But you know, when I was thinking about doing a channel and everything now, I was also thinking, man, I got to get an Elgato. I got to capture gameplay and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, at that time, the new consoles, the PS4 and the Xbox One, they had their own kind of like DVR software in them.
Yep.
And, you know, you could put voiceovers and everything like that. And I'm like, well, what's stopping me now? I don't have to spend like the $200 on a capture card and learn how to use some type of software on the computer to do the voiceover and stuff like that. I can do it all from my system.
Yeah.
And that's how I started, man.
Yeah. So I guess you ended up starting that way through the Xbox and through you just capturing all your content that way.
Yeah.
And then you did. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was now? So the reason you started your channel then was because you wanted to inform people of what was happening in the gaming world that they didn't understand.
The way I say it with my channel is I'm here trying to put the common sense back into gaming news.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you notice, especially the further and further we got into this generation up to today, it's not just a video game thing, it's a society thing.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like people get put in the camps either all on one side or all on the other.
Right.
All right. So what I saw a lot of people kind of trashing Xbox, the console that I'm playing and having a blast on. And I also saw people putting like PlayStation on a high pedestal that couldn't be touched. And I'm like, well, I see issues over there, just like there are issues on Xbox's side.
Mm-hmm.
How come nobody's reporting that as well?
Right.
So my whole goal was to kind of like to be there for the middleman. Right. All right. You know, I do prefer to play on Xbox. I love the Xbox Live. I love the multiplayer aspect. I do have a community that, you know, I've been on Xbox since the original Xbox. So, you know, I have a bunch of friends that, you know, over the years I've kind of built up, you know, a friends list. But when it comes down to it, it wasn't all doom and gloom on Xbox's side. And it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows on the other side. So I tried to be there for the people who kind of looked a little more even keeled at the situation.
Right.
And I wanted to give them the gaming content and the gaming news that I felt they deserved, you know?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a really good way to do it. And I think that your YouTube channel kind of reflects that too. I mean, you have a pretty interesting panel of people on your podcast, on the next podcast. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, definitely, man.
Sure.
Dude, my I told you before, my life is an open book. Yo, huge shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for showing up.
Yes, thank you.
I'm just used to doing this every time I'm live. Guys, hit that thumbs up button.
Yes.
Share this out on social media wherever you talk games.
Yes.
Let them know we are going in. It's a deep dive into Xbot448 right now, man.
We're trying to go as deep as possible, but not too deep.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, just shout out to Cognito. I'm not gonna say what I just thought right there. But yeah, let's go. We can talk about the panel, man. Let's do this.
Yeah, he's like my boss, and I text him afterwards, and I'm like, I finished the show. Did I do a good job? Are you happy?
Ryan Baker read my mind. Ryan Baker read my mind in the chat. By the way,
I figured.
Okay, all right.
That's. Please continue. So tell us about your podcast and you know what other interesting things you're doing.
Well, first off, next podcast has been running for a couple years now. I think like 3 years.
Oh wow!
To be really honest with you. Yeah, and shout out to my brother K Mega because K Mega and O Snaps as well, who's in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
They were the first couple people I started talking to about doing a live show,
Mm-hmm.
and I let them know I didn't want to do what everybody else was doing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Just having kind of like the hangouts and the black background with the icons, and that's it.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, gamers want to see gameplay as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into this, and you can, whenever you talk to K Mega, you can ask him. It took months. It took like anywhere between 4 months to like half a year for me to get everything situated for this show.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to learn how to use the open broadcast software.
OBS, yeah.
Yes, I had to learn how the format of the show was going to be, because I know other podcasts have done gameplay before, but we are a part of our community, which I absolutely love our community, but we got to admit it's a small part of a worldwide gaming community,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And the community we're in, I didn't see anybody doing anything extra. You know, everybody would just get together, black hangout, talk about games for a couple hours, and be out. I was like, man, we got to do something more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So we came up with the idea to do gameplay. Each panel member puts in about 10 to 15 minutes of gameplay.
Right.
And we have that going while we're talking about whatever topics went on throughout the week and stuff like that. And then not only that, a little bit later on, we're like, well, since everybody's putting in gameplay, why not let the people who watch the show vote for who had the best gameplay for the episode?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it started. And when it came to like panel members, like I said, I talked to O Snaps and K Mega,
Mm-hmm.
right? I've known K Mega since I was in Facebook gaming groups,
Oh, wow.
talking about gaming over there. So I knew him for a while. Really cool guy. Loved talking games with him. So I automatically knew he was the first person outside of my family that I talked to. I'm like, dude, you gotta do this show with me, man. Come on. But what's it gonna take?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But also with bringing together the panel, one of my biggest things was I knew people knew K Mega, just like they knew me. But I wanted to bring people in that had different personalities that people never heard of before, but really had opinions that they wanted to share, was really confident in sharing those opinions about games and stuff like that. So we ended up with it was O Snaps, K Mega, my brother Newark, which he's another guy that was with me throughout the Facebook gaming groups and stuff like that. We had somebody that we called the Golden Voice, and that was our boy Fuskies, because he just had that smooth voice when he talked about stuff. Man.
Yeah, those balsed tones like Barry Manilow.
Oh yeah, he was our Barry, man. And the funny thing was, with playing Halo 5, I got a hold of this guy named Don, right?
Mm-hmm.
We call him the Don. And turns out he's an independent developer. And we were just playing Halo. Like, I have over 72 days in Halo 5 multiplayer, like in game.
Oh wow.
And Yeah, he was there for a lot of it, man. We used to go in, and I was like, Don, I would love to have your kind of like your perspective on the show as well, being a developer.
Right.
I was like, man, that's something that other shows out there don't have. I think you bring something unique to the table that people are gonna want to hear. And the
Hmm.
funny thing was, Don was like, he's like, yeah, I'll make the show every, maybe once a month or something like that. He ended up being for like 2.5 years an everyday panel member. And
Wow.
like, yeah, but that you just get that itch once you start talking live, talking about gaming topics and stuff like that, coming together with a bunch of people that you trust, that you can kind of like flow with. You
Yeah.
kind of want to do it every week, man.
Right.
And
So
he got that bug. So
so how many panel members would you say you have on the next podcast?
um anybody who's been on the panel
Mm-hmm.
is known as a family member.
Oh,
So
okay.
if they ever want to come back on and just talk about topics and stuff like that, they are more than welcome.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the DM for the show is fairly big,
Oh,
but
gotcha.
as of right now, it is me. It is K Mega. It is my brother Predator.
Mm-hmm.
The newest member is Crispy Bomb. He's a huge Gears guy. Like he is a Gears fanatic. It was funny. This past Saturday, we were talking about PlayStation Now
Yeah.
and how they cut prices. Somehow he turned it into a Gears topic. I have no idea how he did it. Talking about PlayStation Now and how they cut the price and stuff. He turned it into a Gears topic, man. It was incredible.
Everyone's got their own spin for specific things they're passionate about and they
I
enjoy.
don't know how he did it, man. But and I definitely don't want to. I don't want to go any further without saying one of the most opinionated YouTubers that I have found on the internet. My brother Noximus. Now he's not able to show up like every week because of his job and his work. His schedule changes on like a week to week basis. But this man, talk about somebody who is passionate about gaming and is not afraid to share his opinion, no matter how many people would like it
Hmm.
or how many people would hate it. Like he's just gonna put it out there. He's from the Rotten Apple. He's from NYC. So
There's nothing
like
wrong with NYC.
there's no
That's where I'm
filter there
from.
whatsoever, man.
That's
There's
what
no filter. You know it then.
Yeah, that's what happens. So, I just wanted to say hello, El Boogie. How are you?
What's up?
How's it
Sorry.
going?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I figured you were in the process of changing your schedule and everything. So.
Yeah. I'm like so not with the time right now.
I don't know. There was a couple people in the chat saying how L Boogie was playing a game or two.
I was. Like I had no idea like that I had to do this. Like my time is all fucked up. Like yeah.
You're still on West Coast time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Six right now. Either way it would still be time to do this, but yeah, I just forgot. I'm sorry.
No worries, no worries. How are you? Everything good?
Everything's copacetic.
Everything's good. Good. Happy to see you here. You have no
Right.
idea.
I know, because you've been talking by yourself, right, for a half hour?
No, it's been weeks.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, because I forgot. Like I've been driving and stuff, so then I wasn't like available. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. Well, I'm
Well-
happy. I'm happy you're here, and I'm happy that you were able to connect me to Xbox.
Right. At least I got you somebody
Xbox.
that likes to talk, like
Yes.
all the time. Yeah.
It's perfect.
Boogie. I told him, I was like, dude, like once I start talking, I don't shut up. You know this, Boogie.
Yo, tell me why. Okay, so tell Mel, because she sent me a message on Xbox. She's like, IOP looking for you. And I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, who? Which one is looking for me?
Fantastic.
She never says anything. So I'm like, okay, what was that about? Yeah.
And then
It
you
was
look
all
at your
from the
phone.
beginning.
And then
It
you
was
look at
all
your
from the
phone.
beginning of the show,
Yes.
man. Like, you'll see afterwards. We didn't go that bad though. Like we're
Oh, I
just
don't
like
care. I'm not gonna look at it.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
No, I'm saying I'm not gonna look at the comments so they can piss me off.
Oh no,
No.
not at
Nothing
all.
but love, Boogie. Nothing but love.
No, nothing but love.
Sure.
Yo, even Brian Baker, he was like, "Is that Boogie?" Like you just made him so excited right now in the chat.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Fantastic.
What are we doing then?
I'm
What
sorry.
are we talking about?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we were going over the podcast and how many people he has on with him and what type of other things he does other than the podcast.
Has he talked about how he has a poll that's fictitious and he steals the poll like every week?
Well, I don't steal what because I won. Because I won this past week. How about all them times K Mega won? How about all them times Predator won? The only person who never won is my brother, the Angry Otter, Dark Optimus. Optimus has not won a single gameplay poll yet.
Well, that's sad.
I feel for him, I really do. But he said he's going for the streak, like when we do gameplay, because now we've curbed it down to once a month. We do a gameplay episode once a month because man, it's hard getting everybody to put in gameplay every week and stuff like that.
I do like that you guys do that though. That's pretty awesome and engaging for the people who watch the podcast or listen to the podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate that. We got a fan. Nice.
So when you with all your co-anchors, if you will, how did you find your co-anchors to make sure that you had compatible co-anchors to work with what your mentality and your thought process was?
That's a great question. First off, I try to get different personalities. I definitely want I like the loud, outgoing people, but even the people who are quieter, more even tone, a lot of times have a lot of stuff to say, and can really put a lot into a conversation about like gaming news and their ideas and stuff. Usually, I will go through YouTube and I will see I will check out different YouTubers and stuff like that. People posting on Twitter about their channels. If they're like, I'm a small channel looking to grow, I'm talk gaming news and stuff, I will check all that stuff out. And the next thing I do is I add them to my friends list on Xbox and we game together. That's another thing, and we see how we kind of like jive. Like if everything is cool, like if we can game and talk and just kind of like BS and stuff like that in an Xbox Live party chat, my next step is like, yeah, man, do you want to do a show some Saturday or something like that? Yeah. And then from there, I just try to get them to come on every single Saturday after that. That's all I do.
You add them to the Facebook message group, and you just go from there.
Yeah. But I will say a couple people it was a little bit different, like Dark Optimus and Predator. Predator, I have been a fan of Predator ever since I saw him on the Shop podcast. Shout out to PTK Blam. If you guys don't know, he is another podcast that is on Saturday nights. You guys got to check his show out.
He actually hit us up today on our pages on our Twitter and on my Twitter directly. And I was actually talking to him today, actually. Believe it or not, podcasts for me to be part of like this is kind of new. I've been working kind of, as I always say, I'm like Oz. I'm always behind the curtain. I do a lot of stuff for ILP, but people wouldn't know that. So when I came up to Cognito and I said, hey, I think this would be good, and I said, I want El Boogie, I want Old School, I want MJ. I'm like, these are the people that I know that I've been working with for almost a year doing streaming stuff and be able to do something like this. So when he kind of introduced himself to me and we were talking back and forth, I was like, all right, this guy seems pretty cool. And I'm like, I'm going to have to get him on. And when El Boogie introduced me to you, because she's more into the podcasting realm than I am, I checked your information out. And I was like, all right, this guy's cool. I'm like, this is good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be fun. But yes, anyway, sorry, continue. I just thought you'd want that little tidbit of information.
Oh, that's awesome. And
I believe he's basking in the glory. Like,
thank you.
He's like, yes, keep on.
I'm smiling from
Bring
ear to
on the
ear.
accolades. Yeah, basically.
Snaps is gonna have to sleep on the couch because
Right,
Xbot's head's gonna be so big. They're not gonna be sitting.
What are
in
you
the room.
talking about? She would kick me to the couch, man.
Yeah.
I had to be big, man. You don't know. You got to get her on sometime, man. You want?
Yeah, she's funny too.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
boy.
definitely. But well, first off, I appreciate that, El Boogie. Thank you so much. I mean, I've been around for a while. Like, people don't even realize I've been on I do Crossfire with the Mooch every Friday. I am now on Xbox Nation, if you can call it Xbox Nation now, like every Wednesday.
Basically, what he's saying is that even though he hangs out with some people that are questionable, he's himself upstanding.
Well, yeah, that's well, first off, there's a couple reasons why I'm still on those shows. First off, these people are my friends, right? I'm a very loyal person.
Right.
Like, you get into my inner circle, there's just about, I'll do just about anything you need me to do, right? Second of all, I feel like I bring a more level-headed opinion when it comes to shows like that. People tell me all the time, "Oh, you should leave this show," or why are you still on that show? It's like, well, because I feel like there's people who watch that show that can actually benefit from a more level-headed opinion of what's going on. I'm not the type of person that just because maybe parameters change or it's not the same show that it used to be, I'm not just gonna like take my ball and go home. I'm there for the people that watch. You know what I'm saying?
So you essentially feel like you have to be the Rock. You have to be the one that brings the insanity to a normalized level. You have to be like the people's word.
Yes. If you notice, like, you even see, I have my icon now, right? I don't necessarily, I don't do webcam and stuff like that because when and this is just something that, with thinking about my channel and kind of like how I want people to think about me, I want people to think about like Xbot448 as like that inner voice gamer inside them. Like, they don't like necessarily. I've shared pictures on Twitter. People know what I look like, stuff like that. But when you're listening about it, and again trying to bring that common sense back into it, I want people to feel like their like inner gamer is talking at that point in time. That's pretty much why I do that.
Yeah, your inner ghost, if you will.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna bring it back to D2, man? What?
Yo, you see, I got the 900 this weekend, right? Like 2 days.
Oh, you can go. Yeah, I saw about the strike. I'm sorry I didn't. The Nightfall. I didn't.
Sure.
First, I'm neutral, but I will say that the first words out of his mouth was, "El Boogie, I have to apologize. I didn't see her message. I am really pissed." So you know what? That was the first words he said when he jumped on and he said it. I am neutral.
All right.
All right.
I don't know, but I'll find out later. He like slid you something on the backside.
Thanks for
that. I was a little hurt inside. I was like, damn.
I'm only at like 9-10, so we can go and we can die together, El Boogie. Like, that's what we can go.
The regular Nightfall I thought wasn't too bad. I thought the level was only like 820 or something like that.
It's the new strike, and the first time I was in the new strike, that was insane. That was absolutely insane. If you notice, there are more NPCs coming at you than any other iteration of Destiny 2. Like, they're all over the place.
Well, have you done the like Vex protocol thing?
Yeah. Oh, that's so much fun.
Yeah, so you just have like wave upon wave of like enemies just coming, and like I don't even know where I'm shooting. I'm just shooting.
Yeah, you just everywhere you turn around, you just see a red lens, like another eyeball. You just blah. It is so much fun right now. I'm having a blast.
Oh man!
Now, Pete, do you play Destiny at all?
I was actually telling Xbot about this earlier, since a lot of the guys are talking about going back to PC because they can move their saves. I told them that I'm actually going to reinstall, and I'm going to try to get. I actually never moved my save from Activision over, and I hope I still can.
Okay. Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah, so I'm gonna pull my save over, and then I'm gonna be able to play. I'm gonna update to Shadowkeep, but I'm gonna end up, probably playing if when I have time, because for me it's always a time restraint question. Stupid
let me
job
know
getting
if
in
you
the way.
do.
Because on PC,
I'm debating playing on PC. Yeah.
Well, play on PC
just to play with you guys.
Just to play with.
You better watch out for those sweaty hand cannons on PC.
I know.
There is no kickback whatsoever. So
I will tell you that once I started PC gaming and doing first-person shooters and third-person shooters on PC, there's almost no way. Like, I tried when Division 2 came out. I got a copy for PC and I got a copy for Xbox, and I played Xbox twice. And I did that with Division 1 and I did it with Division 2, and there's something with the controls I just can't deal with it. So I'd rather stick with the PC. So
it's funny you say that, because people try to say that with third-person shooters, there's not really that much of a difference between mouse and keyboard and controller. And I'm like, yo, you are full of it.
I'm sorry. I feel like it's so. No offense to console players. I feel like it's really cheap that I can take my camera, right, and put it like off center like this, and it snaps to the middle. I'm like, how is that even right? Like that's just the aim assist on the targeting, and I'm like, that just doesn't feel right to me. But that's, like I said, that's just me because I'm so used to playing on PC for so long.
I love the disclaimer before time. I'm not trying.
Not trying to make anybody angry. It's just what I am. Are you planning on going to any conventions or anything this year?
I want to try to make it to E3. That is a goal of mine. A lot of people got to go last year, and they were asking me. I actually I got a ticket for the Xbox show.
Oh.
For the fan fest and everything like that, like signed in, got a ticket. And I'm like, when it comes down to it, I didn't think they were gonna go all out this past E3. But whenever there is new hardware launching, and there's a launch lineup for that new hardware, and it's a significant step up when it comes to power and everything like that, that's when you really, if you haven't gone to something like E3, that's when you really want to go.
Right.
Because everything is over the top. The volume's up to 12, and I really want to go this year. Really want to go.
Yeah, that's from a lot of the past panel members that we've had that have been on. They're saying the same thing. They feel like next year is going to be an E3 year. It is going to be the best option for conventions to go to. So it's going to be really interesting to see how
they're going to be showing Halo, man.
They're going to be showing Halo. We figure that's going to happen. I mean, we're going to know when the actual Xbox 5 or whatever, Anaconda, whatever you want to call it, is coming out. PS5, when that thing comes out, what's good. All of those things, we're actually going to get some dates. So, and it was actually funny because we actually spoke about that on ILP, and I said, and a lot of the other guys were saying 2020. We're going to see it in 2020, end of 2020, mid 2020. And it's going to be really nice to see it actually in its entirety and what it's actually going to look like. And it's going to be great. And E3, I think, is going to be the show to beat next year. It's going to be really, really good.
Well, brother, another reason why I didn't necessarily want to go last year is because Sony they weren't
MIA.
there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And do you think they're going to be MIA this coming year?
No, they're going to be there. They're going to be there full force too.
Isn't it going to be like, that's going to be really telling of them though, because people, it didn't matter what I say. People already believe that I'm like this Xbox cult member or whatever. But I think, but
look,
as I sit right here with my pro right here, right? You said what?
I was there for your initiation.
Right? Yeah, right? Yeah. I drank the Kool-Aid. Anyways, like that was such a fuck you to fans. That was like, we do not care about you. We just want your money.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
That is their mantra. Like, Sony does not care about what you guys want. They're going to give you the bare minimum to keep you purchasing. But other than that, they don't care. Like,
Well, and this is what I said. Like, when it comes down to it, and I know there's other conferences throughout the year, but for lack of a better term, E3 is like the mecca for like all gaming.
Yeah.
You know, so like you want to go there and you want to check out, you know, what Sony has to offer in their conference. You want to see what Xbox is doing. Nintendo does their treehouse, but they are also on the floor, big time at E3 as well. And then, of course, now you have PC gaming, because the more and more we get into it, and the more and more that AMD is developing their hardware, the cheaper and cheaper it is for gaming rigs, for you to like really get a decent rig. And it doesn't cost an arm and a leg like it did a couple years ago. You know what I'm saying? So you have the PC gaming space as well. It's where all gamers go and just talk about games and look at what's new and stuff like that. So it was really kind of like a heartbreak that like Sony's just like, yeah, no, we're good. We'll skip it. You don't have anything to show. Like, really? You don't? Because I'm pretty sure you could come up with something.
But they don't, because they would have been showing you Death Stranding trailer that we've already seen.
Why would you speak of that poopy game?
I was like, don't get me started on that game.
I'm actually going to buy it though, just because I'm interested in the story.
What story?
I was just gonna ask that.
Right. Well, I agree. I want to see what's there.
I will do what I do on every game I question. I will watch a streamer play for the first couple of hours and go, "Oh, that's the plot? No, I'm not going to buy it." Okay. That's what I will. That's what I will. Okay. I will be on your stream. You put it on Twitter.
I'm about Control too. Like, I haven't finished it, but I'm about Control. Like, the story was weird, but like, you know, I got into it. So you never know. I think that some of the things he does is like super weird, but you know, I'm still gonna try it out because it could still be a cool game. Even though he reminds me of the character from Grandma's Boy.
Oh man, you got me choking on my vape right now.
I'm for real. We just need him to like break out in robot voice.
Be like, how did he see me?
Right.
I love that movie. Oh my goodness.
All right, so Xbot, what do you think we're gonna see at the Game Awards coming up here? Like, do you think we're going to see anything new, or like?
I have no idea, to be really honest with you. Especially like, you know, we're going into a year where new hardware and stuff like that is coming out, and from what I've seen, from like at least on the Sony and the Microsoft side of things, is they are keeping things very kind of like tight-lipped right now, like. And I don't know what we would see from the Game Awards. I mean, I'm gonna watch it and see what, you know, what they show, but I cannot make a prediction right now. I don't know.
That's crazy. What about you, Pete? Are you like, have you watched any of them?
I haven't. I honestly haven't seen any Game Awards in a while. Like, it's
since they were on G4.
Pretty much. G4 TV. Like, small funny story. My parents said, "Hey Pete, we're gonna change our cable," and I said, "You can get whatever you want. Just make sure G4 TV stays on TV. That's the only thing I care about. I want to be able to come home from work, watch Attack of the Show, and chill and relax." That's pretty much what I told my parents.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, Boogie, what do you think? Like, what do you think is going to be shown?
It's the end of the cycle, so I don't think we're going to really see anything new anymore.
Maybe some. Hold on, wait for it. Battletoads.
Oh my god!
But we know it's here though. Yeah. Like,
I will say,
a lot of people have a disdain for that game, the new one.
I think it looks great. Like, I love like the Saturday morning kind of like.
Look at Pete's eyes.
No. Do you want to know what's amazing? Do you played Streets of Rage? Okay. PAX East. I literally played Streets of Rage 4, 5, whichever the new one
The
is.
new one, right?
The new one that hasn't been released. We could not even videotape it. But I will tell you, I will tell you this. So good.
Oh yeah.
So good. It literally, like, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about how good it was.
I think it's Streets of Rage 4, if I remember correctly.
I think it is.
There were 3 of them. I beat all 3 of them.
I have also. So, quick story. When we went and played, I played with MJ, and Cognito was sitting to the left of me talking to the dev, and MJ never played that type of game before.
Oh, wow.
And got his butt whooped. Whooped within the first, I don't know, 10 minutes.
Did you tell him that you have to go up and down to kind of like, you know,
move around? Oh, I looked at Cog and I was like, how far do you want me to go with this? And he's like, finish it. Finish it. And I was like, okay, game faced it. I finished it, the whole thing. And the devs were just sitting there going, are you serious right now? Like, because I sat there for like 30 minutes and I just did like all those old school tactics. Like, you know how you can like jump left and then kick and then jump like back to the other way and kick and you'll like stay out of the range of the guy. I was doing all of that stuff. I was doing all the old school moves, and these people are just like, I used big eyed, and I was just like, I used to like bait in the enemies going up. Like, you know, I'd go up to the top, right, and all the enemies would come up, and then you would go down a little bit, and then like just start punching. And as they're coming down, they're coming right into your punches, setting up for the combos that way. And you get like 3 or 4 guys just going do like getting knocked back. Mm-hmm. And you go in with the combos like and go in with the uppercut and stuff like that. That's the way I used to play it. Well, man. I guess the devs didn't realize that like I knew all the old tactics. Like I would grab the guy, I'd knee him twice, then I'd flip over him twice and grab him again, and then kick him again and knee him again. And the guys are like, "What? We didn't know you could do that." I was like, "Yeah, what up? You went old school? You got old school."
Oh hell yeah!
It was fantastic. It was fantastic. It was good.
Well, I mean, them coming out with the new Streets of Rage, that's going to be awesome. And, you know, I know a lot of people out there, like, they'll talk kind of, like, negative about, like, the new Battletoads. But from what I see, they've taken, like, that combo system from Battletoads, and they cranked it up a notch. They definitely...
The reason why people are so anxious with Battletoads is because they have PTSD from the Zoom stage. That is why. That is why most people are probably like nervous to play it. I think it's going to be great, and I think they're going to fix a lot of those things because technology is so much different. Because when did that game come out? 88, 89?
I want to say like 87, 88.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. But
I remember when that game first dropped, I was like, man, I gotta get that. I waited so long for that game.
Did you ever beat it?
No.
And you want to know what? If you did get to the end boss, it was so wonky that most people couldn't even beat it.
Really?
I only now see it beaten because people do it in games done quick. It's the only reason why I've seen the end or seen it being beaten.
So it's a game that definitely deserves kind of like that remaster because of stuff that happened back in the day when, you know, gaming was younger, I guess, and had more issues and stuff like that. Man.
The whippersnapper effect.
Yep.
That's what I like to call it. Us old fogies, they know how the games were back in the day.
Dude, the first game I ever played was on the Atari. It was Pitfall. That was my first favorite game. Was Pitfall, man. And I thought I was a genius because I'm the one who figured out to stand on the alligator's eyes and kind of take your time jumping on the alligator's head. As long as you stay on their eyes, you don't get eaten. I thought I was a genius at that point in time. All my other cousins were falling to their death and everything. I'm like, this is all you got to do right here. You didn't know that?
Get him in the eyes. Get him in the eyes.
Oh man, but that's when I knew I was going to be a gamer, just like moving forward, man.
So you do the podcast, you do the YouTube channel. What else do you do? What else do you stream also?
Well, I stream on my YouTube channel as well. Every once in a while I'll do Mixer. I've been trying to find a way to incorporate Mixer into it, and all honesty, because it's integrated into my Xbox and it makes it really easy to just go live.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm thinking about making like my mixer kind of like uh the B side of my gaming.
Yeah.
So games that don't necessarily people that are a little more niche. Like I play Pro Golf Club 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely love that game.
I know a lot of
Uh
people that play that game.
yeah, and it's a game that not everybody that follows me wants to watch, but I'll like stream it on Mixer or something like that. So this way people get
Mm-hmm.
kind of like the complete idea of me as a gamer.
Right.
You'll see the Halos and the Destinies and stuff like that on my YouTube channel.
Right.
But then you come over here, you come over to Mixer, and you'll see Max and the Curse of Brotherhood, and you'll see the Golf Club 2019 stuff like that, stuff that just show me as a complete gamer, like all the way around. I think that's where I'm going with Mixer. But other than that, like I do most of my stuff on YouTube because, and I see a lot of content creators like, all right, I'm live now here on Twitch, and then they
Mm-hmm.
drop a video over here on YouTube, and then all
Right.
of a sudden they're over here doing this and they're over there doing that. Like I'm not big headed enough to be like, yeah, you should follow me over here and then follow me over
Yeah.
there and then follow. Like I try to put my content all in one place where people know where I am and where
Mhm.
where they can go and check it out. That's what I try to do.
I think the reason why a lot of people do that with Twitch at least is because when you stream on Twitch, you can actually just go in there, highlight what you want, export it, and then dump it over on YouTube. Super easy. So that way people can do both. Like that way they can have both done really easy. But I mean, I agree. I kind of agree with you. I mean, to be able to split your kind of viewer base, I've always thought was kind of weird. Like I know that a couple of other people, and Old School at the podcast, he does that too, because he has said that he has a couple of people that cross pollinate from one platform to another. So it's really interesting to hear that you like to do that. But it makes sense how you're saying it because you want that other type of group of people to be on that side.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
like when it comes to Mixer, it's just an option to see stuff that doesn't normally get streamed, but I play. Like if you ever check out my Xbox Live account, you go in and check it out, you'll see I play a ton of different games,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't put it all on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what, I think I'll make like Mixer kind of like the B side of me, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And possibly with Mixer and not having like music copyright and stuff like that, I can play like golf with Spotify on with one of
Mm-hmm.
my like playlists going and stuff like that. There's a little more freedom there where with YouTube, like if they get a little hint of a song that a popular artist created or something like that, your video's gone.
Right. Well,
Like,
we actually had Respawn TV, who's a Twitch streamer last week, and his thing is playing the kazoo. Like his shtick, if you will.
I like that.
And you want to know what? He actually has gotten hit with copyright
What?
for playing the kazoo. He actually had something called the Pink Kazoo, which is the Pink Panther with a kazoo, and he actually got nailed with copyright because it sounded exactly like the regular Pink Panther song.
That's incredible, man.
So yeah, so that it's very very finicky on what what could be grabbed and what couldn't be grabbed.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here, and I'm not saying everybody and stuff like that, but I know a lot of people go to Twitch to stream
Mm-hmm.
because it's the most popular platform for streaming. They're people that they want to succeed. They want to become popular. They want to become partnered. They want to make this a career
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that. And for those people, going over to Twitch and I can definitely see that.
Mm-hmm.
Me, I've the entire time I started my YouTube channel, because I've seen people come, I've seen people go. I've seen YouTubers change, I've seen streamers change, and everything like that. And I always kept it in back of my head to always be the same person. And I've had people ask me about like monetization and stuff like that, and it's like, well, I would love to make enough on YouTube that would equal out to a 40-hour a week job.
Yeah.
All right. I would love to do that. That would be amazing. That would mean there would be so much more freedom. I can, put just so much more content into it because I wouldn't necessarily have to work my job and stuff like that. But I don't make it a top priority. My top priority is to always stay attached as a gamer and not a businessman.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gaming first, money later.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's one thing I like I said, I've been around for a few years. And I've gotten an incredible community of people who watch my content and everything like that. I haven't blown up like other people have around me. And to me that's all good because like at the end of the day, it's not my main priority to do so.
Right.
But if I can do so while keeping my gaming integrity, that would be the ultimate success for my channel, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do that though.
What happened?
I said I don't think you can do that though. I don't think it's possible.
Well, I will go as far as I can.
What I always say is that when people that are content creators like all of us, hitting it big is like hitting the lotto. It's literally hitting the lotto. Being in the right place at the right time, saying the right thing with the right conversation. It is the lotto. And it's very hard to want to have anyone to do that. But when you do hit the lotto, it's like you hit it big, and then you go from one spectrum all the way to the other. Like I see people that are the full-time content creators and they think, oh, I can just do this for 8 hours a day. And then they start almost like they become addicted to it. And then they start going 9 hours, 10 hours, 12. And a lot of those people that I end up seeing do those large amounts of time frame, they have no work personal life balance anymore. So it's like one of those things you have to be really, really careful of when you do hit it big. And that's all these people that come onto this podcast. I want them to hit it big. I want them to be successful. I want them to be able to do what their dreams are. That's why I think that, this is great. And that's what I hope for you. I'd want you to be able to do that.
I appreciate that, man. And like I said, that's the one thing that's been consistent in my whole YouTube thing is like I always stay attached to the gamer. I love games now the way I loved them when I like was 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? Which has me getting excited for a game like Battletoads, where the rest of the community is telling me, you're freaking crazy. What the hell are you talking about? Like, why do you want to play that? And I'm like, well, because it looks like fun. Like, it doesn't have to be this heavy emotional, like, story-driven narrative, third-person view. Like, all my games don't have to be that way. On the 360, one of the games I played the most was a game called Fancy Pants Adventures. I don't know if you know about that game.
I do not.
Dude, it's like a stick figure, literally a stick figure, running through this world. It looks like a kid drew the world. All right. But with running, and you're running down a hill, they have a momentum, like a momentum engine in this that is completely addictive. Like you can, as you're running down the hill, you're gaining speed, and you go up to like running up the hill and you jump. You fly. You literally fly. And it is so much fun. Dude, I couldn't even tell you what the hell is going on with the story. My bad for the HE double hockey stick, but
no, it's fine.
I couldn't tell you what was going on in the story. But just playing that game and like they call it fancy pants. So like as you progress, you unlock all these like really funky like shorts and jeans that your stick figure can wear while they're running around. It was like one of the stupidest games, but I had an absolute blast. And that right there, that feeling and that energy, like if I ever lose that, I will get off of YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
because then it's done. It's done. I turned corporate, and I don't want to do that.
Right. So, how has your YouTube channel and your passion for games really affected, your family life? Is it like supportive? Is it kind of like molded into something better? How is that for you?
Well, I will say at first when I first started it was a little rough. People around me, including like my mom, my sister, didn't necessarily understand why I was doing that. Didn't understand when I'm like, oh, this news just dropped. Yo, I got to make a video about this like right now, and they're like, okay. They didn't really
Mm-hmm.
understand what I was doing, but
Mm-hmm.
within this whole thing and getting together with my wife now. I have been absolutely blessed because when you look at my family, I'm a gamer, I'm a YouTuber, I do podcasts. My wife, she is a gamer, she is a streamer, and she has her own gaming podcast.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the kids, they're all gamers.
Yeah.
My 16-year-old, when it comes to Destiny 2, I think he's about to hit like 930 power level in that game.
Wow.
Uh, he tried to do the 24-hour raid challenge when the raid came out first.
Right.
Our 11-year-old twins, which I try to regulate it a little bit more with them because if me and O Snaps allow it, they wouldn't go outside. They won't like hang out with anybody. All they'll do,
Just like the meme. Hey kids, go play outside, and they have the TV in the window.
they have the
and they're
TV
playing,
outside. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's what they would do. We're getting fresh air, Dad. Don't worry about us. We're good. Keep going. Keep
But
going. Do what you're doing. We're playing outside.
they'll play Fortnite and
Oh,
Roblox.
Fortnite!
Like,
I hate Fortnite so
Yeah.
much.
I'm
Sorry.
yeah, I
I'm
got
sorry.
Mine too. Mine
I
too.
got
And
you.
that Roblox mess. And then
Roblox
she's
is
not
horrible,
playing.
man.
She's watching people play Roblox.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
But thankfully we moved to a different part of Connecticut, and now we're like 5 minutes away from the beach. We have like this. There's this entire like apartment complex that we're a part of. There's kids running outside, and now the 11-year-olds are going outside to ride their bikes more.
Oh, that's
One of
beautiful.
them is going out to hang with this girl called Emma. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's
Oh.
funny.
Oh.
so I think the move was really good for them because where we were living before that, it wasn't the greatest neighborhood. I did not trust the kids out there. Like the kids were like they were out like stealing people's mail and there was like 12 13-year-olds out at like 2 3 in the morning hanging out on the street, and I'm like, nah man, I like they could have friends over in their yard, and our yard was really small as well, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't like me and O Snaps, we definitely agreed like that they're not going to hang out with these kids on the street and stuff like that. So at least with us moving, it kind of opened up their life more, which is absolutely awesome.
Do your kids understand like you and O Snaps doing your podcast and doing your streaming? Do they understand what you guys are doing? I assume the 16-year-old would, but the younger ones?
Yeah, they definitely understand us.
Do
In
they
terms
think
of
you're
what
super famous?
no, that's the thing, and what I've had to do from time to time, like certain uh streamers and YouTubers that they watch, especially one of the twins. I'm not going to throw out names or anything
No,
like that. I'm gonna keep it- all right.
that's understandable.
Yeah, no, I don't want to blow up his spot real quick, but he used to get really energetic playing games, and he used to like have like talk commentary and stuff like that, and I had to tell him, I was like, dude, I understand what you're doing, but you got to remember the people that you're watching do that, they don't play games like that all the time. They are doing that for the entertainment of people watching them. They are making money off of this. All right, they're using this as a job, and I was like, you need to calm down because you're just really loud in my ear right now, and I can't take it.
Mine does the same thing.
Like they're little YouTubers, like and streamers, like in the making, and that's all well and good, but I feel like I need to tell them that, you know, there's a difference between how these people are in front of the camera and how they are when they're not recording. You know what I'm saying? Just to let them know that.
Well, do you, that's the thing. Like, I really dislike. It's kind of like how most people that are on some type of media platform, they turn into almost like celebrities for kids. And it's really weird concept for adults like us to think that people who are streaming are celebrities, which is kind of weird. But I don't know if you ever heard of oh my god, Dr. Was his name?
Don't even say disrespect.
Yes. Did
oh
you hear?
my
No,
goodness.
No. Do you know? Do you? This
stick,
is kind of
stick.
No. I don't watch his streams. I don't. That's something I've never.
That's what he said about Gears, by the way.
No. I could care less of his opinions.
Okay.
So that's my honest opinion. But this, when I heard this, I was like, it kind of took me back. He was actually streaming, right? And out of nowhere, you hear pop, 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 and he was like, what's going on? And he goes outside and he found holes in his house and a couple of lights busted. Someone did a drive-by of his house. That is something I cannot say is more disrespectful. Like, these people have kids at home. They have families. They have pets. If you don't like these people's opinions, don't watch them. But, like, that was something that I kind of took and I was just like, what's wrong with these people?
Well, like, I think some of that stuff happens because it's not like with regular celebrities, right? There's like an invisible line between us and regular celebrities. Like, I may see celebrities all the time when I lived in LA, but there's still like, well, I'm just saying, like, there's
no, it's teasing.
People that live there, they're like regular ass people. We don't even act like they're there.
Yeah.
But when you're dealing with someone that you watch every day, that's putting content to you every day, they feel like these people are more tangible, right? So someone who gets angry at Brad Pitt, they're not gonna, you know, do anything. They're like, it's Brad Pitt, whatever, fuck him. I'm not gonna watch his movies anymore. But for a YouTuber, you're like, this is a regular person. Like, so we need to, you know, the people who think like this are like, you know, we need to go fight, you know?
Yeah.
So, not to say that any of that is condonable. I think that people who take it to that level have problems.
Well,
but
you've heard of the whole thing with swatting too.
Right.
All streamers have heard of it. I think it's ridiculous. But if you end up turning into a big full-time content creator, you having to call your local police department and telling them, hey, listen, this is what I do. You might get a phone call like this. It's fake. Would you like to come over and check out my home? Like, I'm sorry. I think it's a little... I think it's different. Oh, did we lose Xbot? I think we lost him.
That's funny.
Oh no.
We did.
We lost him. So how you doing?
I'm all right.
You're
like,
right.
I was just looking at an email of something I ordered and it's going to my old house.
Oh no.
Yeah, no. I think that happens though when you move. Is it coming back?
I don't know. I just said
You're reaching out. Oh, there he goes.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah, my Google Chrome just crashed real quick. Like,
okay.
I think the same people who put holes in Dr. Disrespect's house messed with my internet.
Wow. What rude individuals.
I know, right? But yeah, no. The funny thing is, I knew where you were going with that. Like, I remember that whole thing happening, and dude, it's a crazy world out there. You know, I can see. I'll let you know, I'm 40 years old. I know people say I sound like I'm 12 when I'm doing shows and stuff like that, but I'm 40 years old. But I can still, like I said, I still have kind of like that attachment to my child self. So I can
Yeah.
see kids, you know, looking at, you know, streamers and stuff like that as, you know, celebrities. I mean, look at what happened with Ninja and with Fortnite. Yeah, he gets one rapper to you know
Yeah.
hang out with him, and all of a sudden, man, he just blows up.
Like I said, the lotto. Right time, right place, right situation, and he blew up. By the
Yo,
way,
did you
Brian,
Masked Singer? He was on the Masked Singer.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm like,
I'll
dude,
get to that in one moment. I just want to say Brian Baker said Chrome just crashed, just like the future of Stadia. Just
yeah,
saying, just side noting that
Oh,
one.
I
Um,
agree.
oh,
and I was watching the Masked Singer, and I saw all the information, and I said, that is a content creator, that is a
Yeah,
YouTube person, that is a mixer person. I'm like, it's gonna be Ninja. That's literally what I said, and I said that to my wife, and she was just like, yeah, I think you're right. Like that
I
we
mean, if it was going to be anyone, it'd have to be him because everybody else has like spewed profanities and
yeah,
stuff, and has been in some type of, you know,
right,
issue.
right. So um so I'm gonna ask one more final question to you to Xbot. Oh well, first I should say, El, do you have any questions before?
No, go
hit
ahead.
me,
No.
L, hit me, come
Yeah.
on.
I always hit you.
um, you're gonna get yelled at about your strike now.
I
So,
know.
uh, if you could live in one fantasy environment, what would it be? Like, would you love to live in the world of Destiny? Would you love to live in the wizarding world of Harry Potter? Would you love to live in the world of Mass Effect, the Star Wars? What would you want to do?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
See
so not
the
just any video games, like geek.
oh
It could be anything.
well, I wouldn't mind keeping it gaming related, but if you notice, every single world that you talked about is at war or something like that, man.
Right.
Like I would not be in that. Like it would be easy for me to say Halo,
Mm-hmm.
right? Live in the Halo universe. But then if I think about it, I'm like, yo, we're in a power struggle with like
Right.
Cortana right now and a bunch of like we got guardians all over the place, like trying to keep the peace and all this good stuff. I don't want to be a part of that.
Mm-hmm.
If I was going to be a part, let's say a gaming world, right? I'm going to have to kick it back a notch. Why not be a part of Viva Pinata?
Oh wow, yeah.
You see what I'm saying, man? You go out into the garden and you know you're looking at like new animals coming into your garden. You're trying to get them into the world. You're building them these cool houses and stuff like that. Everything is beautiful. Everything
Man,
like
Viva Pinata. I haven't even thought of that game in
Right. And forever.
years.
oh man, see for a while my 16-year-old he used to live with his mom, right? So the Xbox is where he used to come over to my house on the weekends, but during the week the Xbox was where me and him would come together, you know, and talk about life and stuff like that. So Viva Pinata, Trouble in Paradise, and Crackdown 2 were like the two games that me and him played a lot.
So
Like those are
you guys would bond over those types of games.
yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Which is why like there was people, you know, when Crackdown came out, right? Crackdown 3 came out.
Mhm.
I was excited for it. You know, other people were telling like they were looking at me cross-eyed, like why and this and that. And of course, the online was absolutely broken, right? The online multiplayer and stuff like
Yeah.
that. But they kept the heart of the Crackdown franchise together for the campaign. And even going in and playing Crackdown 3 campaign, it brought me back to the times where I was hanging out with my son playing Crackdown 2.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like when it comes to that game, there's a special place in my heart for that franchise because you know, like you said, I was bonding with my son while playing these games when we couldn't hang out together.
Yeah.
And you know, so but yeah, like why not do like, you know, because when you said that, I automatically went into games and I thought my favorite game all time, and this is going to be a shock to people in the chat. It's not Halo.
What is it? What is your favorite game of all time?
Super Metroid.
Super Metroid.
Super
From
Metroid.
SNES?
Yes, that game. I don't know how many hours it took up of my childhood. I swear, like I beat that game over and over and over again, and it was just like the feel of the game when you're able to get that speed boost and run across the levels, the bosses at that period in time, the big kind of like skeleton boss that came out of the lava and started marching at you and stuff like that. It just had so many things that were just so memorable to me moving forward. Like I had to put it. It's my favorite game all time. Second is A Link to the Past. The Zelda game on the Super Nintendo as well.
So A Link to the Past was a classic. It was so good. Like
to me, it was the best Zelda game that came out.
It's fantastic. Now, like for me, I didn't own an SNES. I ended up playing that game every time I went over friends' houses, or you go into the stores. And back in the day, you have all the console setups, and they would always have that, and I would always walk over to it and play it, and like nonstop because it was such a good game.
Yeah, you wouldn't give up the controller either.
No.
Like no. I just
no. 15-minute
like
limit.
10...
I don't think so.
Dude, what are you gonna do in that game in 15 minutes? Let's be honest, man.
It's
nothing.
Nothing. Oh my god, this is crazy. It's so good. It is great.
But yeah, I'd have to put myself like I want to put myself in a place where it's nice, colorful, it's peaceful. Like I don't want to be at war. I don't want a gun in my hand, so I have to go Viva Pinata, man.
I would love to see what the real world would be with the Goose game.
Oh no!
With that,
dude,
with
I
that
still gotta play
a-hole
that.
goose.
I still gotta play that. Like I've seen streamers, I've seen
I have no idea what that is. What are you talking about?
My god, there's literally it's a game for the Switch. I have not played it. I've only seen people play it.
It's on PC as well.
It is on
right?
PC. Oh, I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe on Epic Store. I'm gonna have to look. I'm thinking I don't know why Epic Store would have it. But you literally are a goose and you have achievements to do, or I should say, things to do on a checklist. And like literally, you would just screw with people. And literally, it's like you're a goose and you are an a-hole. Pretty much what it is. Like
somebody's like painting a sign or something like that, and one of the things on your checklist is to steal the paint from them without them knowing.
There's another one where it's like you have to put like there's a sign and you knock it over, and your achievement is to have the guy hit his thumb with a hammer. So when the guy sees it, he goes and puts it back, and then he goes to take a hammer and smack it down, and then you go like you map him, and he like gets scared and then smashes his finger, and then you see him hold his finger. Like it's literally what the whole game is.
Okay, so I believe that Xbot like turned me on to this game, and it's called Manual Samuel.
Manual Samuel. Oh man, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's like a couple years old, but that game was so much fun. I played it with my kid, and like you have to operate the arms and the legs, like with the legs with the right trigger, left trigger, and the arms with the I think the bumpers, right? Yeah. And it's like so hard, but it's so satisfying every time you like get anywhere,
That's
like
and the guy like makes like crazy quips, like the devil, like he's like a white ghetto kid is what I see, or what I hear when I hear him talk.
There's a game called Heave Ho from Digital Devolver that we ended up getting a premiere with when we were in PAX East, and the game is literally you and your buddies working together to swing around and get certain things. and it's literally one of the funnest games to play with your buddies because it's very similar to that. You have to hold your triggers to move your arms and your feet and move around. Maybe you don't have feet, maybe it's just arms, but you have to pretty much link up together and move. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty good.
Yeah, you guys are reminding me. O Snaps used to. Well, she used to stream on Twitch a lot. I remember she was doing it hardcore on Twitch for a while, and she used to stream the game. Was it I Am Bread?
Oh
Oh
yes.
my
Oh
god.
my goodness. That game was so ridiculous, but I could not stop watching her streams and like how she was like tearing up the environment just as a piece of bread,
Yeah.
trying to get toasted in any way she could. Yeah. It's incredible to think about where games have kind of like evolved from. You know what I'm saying? To see what, like I said, my very first game was Pitfall, and you know what was funny about that? Nobody was screaming about graphics or anything like that. People
Right.
were just going in and having fun playing these games.
Yeah.
And I feel like as the industry gets bigger, I know it makes more money than the movies and everything like that, but like I got a message out, for the gaming community out there. Don't forget about how you started playing games. Like
Mhm.
when you started playing games, you weren't thinking about, is this in 4K? What's this gameplay mechanic? Like, oh, I don't like this. This feels glitchy. Or you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? You were going in and you were having fun. You were being taken out of this world and put somewhere else, for a couple hours, just having a blast doing something completely different.
Mhm.
And I think our community kind of needs to step back and kind of get back into that instead of arguing about like pieces of plastic and all that other nonsense
Mhm.
that we've seen this entire generation, man. It's been
Yeah.
crazy.
I mean, I've been around for a long time, seeing the whole generation war, if you will, the Xbox, Nintendo, PlayStation, all of them going against each other, and I don't think it's ever been this bad, and it seems a little silly, but
Brother. Yeah, the funny thing about it is I know people are like, well, it's like wrestling, or it's like back in the day with like Nintendo and Genesis. And I was like, yeah, you know what the difference between Nintendo and Genesis era is compared to today's era? We're all grown-ups.
I was gonna say
All
social
right.
media.
No, we're all grown-ups now.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that it's okay to act like we're 11
Yeah.
and 12 years old, like about like these video game consoles? You would figure like the community would mature over time and it would get beyond that and not just fall back on it and say it's okay
Hmm.
because when we were kids we used to do it. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
No, I agree. I agree. We have to wrap up because we are super
Yeah,
late.
let's do this.
So why don't you tell everybody where they can find you? Tell them what's going on. What do you have in the near future?
Oh, so you're trying to say like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it's time to get our plugs in, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I know. Oh
One
snap! Oh
one
snap loves that.
one pants leg at a time, and you have to make sure you don't fall putting in that first pants leg, right?
Yeah, no doubt, brother.
Yes.
But dude, I keep it really simple. First off, on YouTube, I have a small channel. Come check it out. We have the next podcast every Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Not only that, I do gaming news videos. I do stream on there. From time to time. I don't necessarily have a streaming schedule. I let people know on Twitter when I'm going live. So if you want to follow me on Twitter,
Did we just lose him again?
I think so.
Google Chrome hates him today.
I mean, he's still like what's his name is still here. His avatar is still here.
Yeah.
His internet is on.
Oh snaps.
Right. Oh snap! All I can think about is that song every time I think about her name.
What song?
That Fergie song, like in the beginning, they're like, "Oh snap!"
I have no idea. Oh my god. Why don't you want to do? Would you like to tell us where we can find you,
Sure.
Boogie?
Yeah, you can find me at work. No, you can find me LB0208 everywhere. YouTube, although like I don't post there ever. Mixer, and then on Twitter. And I will hopefully start streaming next week.
Oh, I'm excited.
Right?
I'm excited to
Yeah.
get you back.
Yeah, it's just been too crazy for me to
Oh,
even try.
I fully understand that. Once you get your schedule kind of down pat and ready to go, then you'll be in business. You'll be good to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the job too so far.
Oh, great. That's the best part.
Right?
Yeah.
And guess what? I live like a block away.
Oh, best commute ever. Oh,
Yeah, like I literally cross one light.
yeah.
And then
You're lucky. You're so lucky. So the other table members who are
not here.
that are not here. So I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that Xbox. He just said he got kicked from Chrome again. The other members that are not here today is MJ is a boss. You find him on Twitter. He is the man doing the school like nobody's business. And Old School Style, who is he is on Twitter also. He's got a new YouTube page also. I want to tell you to check out our lordsofgaming.net. It is our website that the Iron Lords podcast guys have created with a bunch of other content creators to give people gaming news of things that are going on, things that are new, things that are interesting. And then you have the Iron Lords podcast, which is on Sundays at 11 o'clock sports time, which I like to call football season until it changes back. And then we have our podcast here. We go live on Monday nights, and then it goes up on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, I think it is, and a whole bunch of other platforms that I cannot recall, but that comes out on Wednesdays in the morning. So when you get up in the morning from your sleep, you will see it there on your everythings, if you will.
All day.
Yes, all day. Welcome back, sir. Google
What's
Chrome
up,
hates Google Chrome hates you.
Dude, I thought Google and Microsoft were getting along now a little bit better, but they see the name Xbot and they just like drop me off of Chrome. My bad.
They drop you. So would you like to finish your outro and give a little plug to your missus?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I just keep it simple. It's all Xbot448. The best place is to follow me on Twitter, because then you'll see when new videos go live, when we're going live with the next podcast. And huge shout out to Oh Snap It's Mel. You can follow her on Twitter at Girls Can Game 22. And you definitely want to go there. Check out. I hope she streams Destiny 2 at some point in time, because she was streaming GTA 5, and dude, like, talk about cracking up. All she ever did was get into trouble in GTA 5. Like, she really just went out to get into trouble. So her streams are absolutely incredible. So definitely check out her streams. Follow her on Twitter as well.
I would like to state that she said shut up and gave you the middle finger via text words. Nice. So fantastic.
I mean,
enjoy your couch this evening.
That's nothing but love in this house. What are you talking about?
Exactly. So follow us on Table Stream on Twitter. I know it is weird, but because we have such a long name, it gave me problems when I tried to create it. So I figured easy for everyone to know. We are Table Stream. I am Snaldo, SNALYDO. I am on Twitter, and I am also on Twitch, usually every day. I live in Discord, so literally, if you ever have a question or something you want to ask, by all means, hit me up in the ILP Discord, and I will be there running probably within the next 15 minutes. And thank you very much for Xbox. Thank you very much for coming. I greatly appreciate it. We had a fantastic time. I didn't even ask half the questions I wanted to ask you, so we'll have to have you back on to ask you some.
Are we going to get a part 2? Are we?
It may happen. It may happen. We will see. So Thank you again, everybody. Have a fantastic work week. I don't like saying it, but it's true. So have a great week. And everyone remember to dream big and keep on gaming. Have a fantastic one. Bye, everybody.
Peace.